Make the ground shake.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host Gamer K, and it's time for another Top 13 Death Battle ideas. And to help me with this once again is my best friend for life, my brother from another mother, Dark Vanguard Ren. Come on in, man.
Hello, let's get this battle over with.
Let's do it. So once again, we will be going through my ideas for another death battle ideas. And these are 100% my ideas. I didn't go researching these. I didn't use Death Battle at all. And E is here to kind of give a debate on each character and to see who could win a Death Battle. But first, we have to analyze
their armor, weapons, and skills.
So let's get to it. Number 13, Rage. It gives everyone a dark side. And a numerous times it will give many people the strength to punch gods in the face. Like Azura, the fallen deity of Azura's wrath.
Yep. And Atrocitus, the leader, well, of the hatred core for the Lanterns.
And let's get on to it.
Yep.
Eons ago, the higher up world was ruled by a certain set of deities. Until one just got fucking pissed off, had his daughter kidnapped, and vowed revenge. You know, the same old shtick. Yeah. Enter Azura.
Yeah.
One thing I realized about all the characters in that game is all of them are based on a certain sin.
Yep.
Alright.
And this one is based off of wrath.
Well, you think the title would kind of give that away, man.
Yeah.
Let's dive into Azura's abilities. For one thing, he's really good at hand-to-hand combat.
Well, consider the dude has 4 goddamn arms.
Actually, he's got 6. Because remember, he has his one pair, and then he sprouts off 2 more pairs.
Yeah.
So he got 6 arms in total. And not only that, but they kind of have gold on them, aren't they? On the other arms?
Yeah, they're basically like machines.
Alright, but kind of more godlike.
Yeah.
Alright. And he can do some very awesome feats with it, like beat a whole bunch of giant-ass monsters with just his bare hands.
Yeah, one of them is the size of an actual planet.
Yeah, when his brother, who was technically the god of sin, or god of gluttony, I believe, tried to punch him with his kamikaze fist. And Azura stopped him with just his bare arm, like his 2 Bane arms, and then his other force spread it up to stop it. And obviously we're not going to do a very detailed analysis because I'm a cheap Canadian production. But basically that giant fist was being held up by his 6 small arms. And it's basically like you punching an ant and it holding up your fist.
I'm talking about the one guy whose finger is literally the size of a
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it wasn't
it's just one finger.
Yeah, he was holding up one finger.
Wow.
From a guy that was the size of
not only that,
3 planets.
Not only that, but a good number of times throughout the game, Azura's lost his arms, and he had to beat a guy up just using his bare freaking legs.
Yeah.
So and not only that, but Azura doesn't really have that many magical attacks. He's just a hand-to-hand combat dude.
Yeah. I mean, the majority of his magic is basically, I get pumped up with a bunch of rage, and that's how my magic works.
Unfortunately, there is some drawbacks to Azura's strength. I mean, even though the madder he gets, the more powerful he gets, in the heat of the moment, that can usually lead to being overconfident or just lacking awareness of what's going on.
So, basically the Hulk.
Pretty much. I mean, too much rage and not enough forethought could be the meaning of the basically life or death, depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
So, let's see if Azura's wrath can outstop a Red Menace. Not the one from that League of Super Evil shit.
Yeah, no.
I had to do that.
Yeah, I know.
The Lantern Corps is split into various factions.
Basically, the emotional spectrum.
And you take this one.
The emotional spectrum is split into, well, several different colors. One of them is, well, rage.
And that's where this big ugly turd comes in. Atrocitus.
He basically he was basically the founder of this entire thing.
Was he full of rage before or after the ring?
The reason he even got started with was because of, well, the Guardians. They basically screwed his world over, and he became so pissed that he created this corps.
So he created an entire faction just to get back at the people who killed his entire species?
Yeah.
Man, talk about hatred.
You have to think, the Guardians are basically law keepers, but without an actual moral compass.
So
They're basically gods.
So basically the police department.
Yeah, pretty much.
So basically the intergalactic police department until someone came in and started changing their ways.
Yeah, aka Hal Jordan.
But by then it was too late, and Atrocitus had created the Red Lantern Corps. And by God, does this guy have some amazing abilities.
He can basically do everything the Lanterns can do, but red. And their power source is rage.
Not only that, but from what I've seen of Atrocitus' arsenal, he doesn't really do everything the other Lanterns do. While the Green Lantern focuses more on making vehicles, weapons, and arsenals, basically the Red Lantern Corps focuses solely on pure power, such as a red-bladed hand, sending a giant bull,
Yeah.
spewing lava out of his mouth like a drunk girl at a frat party.
And here's the thing about the rings. The way you get bound to them is not only through rage, but you literally have blood puked on you.
Yeah, I've seen that in the Injustice 2, and dear God.
It's not just in the Injustice 2.
No, that's where I saw it from.
Yeah, but it's the one thing that they don't tell you.
Now, are there any Now, doesn't he also have a pet cat that helps him, like a demonic cat?
Yeah. I'm not going to go into that because that's really complicated shit.
Basically, just like Azura, Atrocitus has the brute strength and weaponry to boot.
Without the downside of losing one's control.
So Atrocitus can go pure rage, but still control himself.
Yes.
All right, so
that's basically the whole Lantern Corps. That's basically the whole Red Lantern Corps.
All right, so basic debate: who would win, Azura or Atrocitus? Discuss, and let's not discuss too much on each character.
With Azura, you get him too angry, he will lose his full mental capacity and just.
That's how he got stabbed that one time when I believe the Guardian of Pride stabbed him in the chest when he got too focused and threw him over the building. This happened twice.
Yeah. With Atrocitus, the only reason he ever loses is because, well, he is overconfident in his own power.
Not only that, but he constantly gets outmatched numbers of times.
Well, yeah, but that's more because not sheerly because of his overconfidence or because he's gone too much into his rage.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the most powerful Red Lanterns there is.
Not only that, but because he has a bigger arsenal than Azura, while Azura just has his fists, Atrocitus has his lantern ring. He can create a blade, send that bull.
He can also create portals.
Exactly. He
can literally portal the dude into a black hole.
But because this is Death Battle, we are not going to do those bullshits. We have to do hand-to-hand combat. No bullshit.
And Atrocitus is no slouch when it comes to that. He can go toe-to-toe with the best of them.
Well, in this battle, I'm assured that Atrocitus got the rage of the bull fight.
Yep.
Coming in at number 12, Assassins. Soul destroyers who strike in the shadows. And some who kill for money or just for pure sport. Like Hero Killer Stain, the scourge of the villainy in My Hero Academia.
Yep. And then we have... Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know who the guy is.
Tyrion, the Faunus assassin for Salem.
Oh, right,
yeah. In a world full of heroes, there's bound to be someone who thinks they're all a bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah.
And Hero Killer Stain is that assassin. I consider him an assassin because he does so. And not for being paid. He just does it for his ideology.
And his ideology kind of does make sense.
Yeah, because of all the heroes becoming so mainstream, he sees liars in a whole bunch of them.
The one that he respects, and then his pupil that he respects, He only respects All Might because he sees him as a true, worthy hero.
A hero that doesn't define himself by his popularity or by how many good deeds he does.
The second person that he now respects is Midoriya.
Yeah.
Because he's the same way.
Now let's get into his stats and abilities. Stain isn't like most villains. He actually has a good number of weapons around him. Like a katana that is honestly very, very odd for a villain. I mean, some heroes won't be affected by that. But that's where his quirk comes in. Explain.
Blood Curl. He literally... If he ingests any of your blood, doesn't matter the amount. If any of your blood is swallowed by him, you are literally stunned. Like, paralyzed.
Unfortunately, like all quirks in My Hero Academia, no matter how cool they are,
This quirk does have a time limit.
Depending on the type of blood that he ingests, whether it be AB positive or whatever, there is a certain time limit for how long you can be stunned.
Up to 8 minutes.
Or, depending on
that's why I said up to 8 minutes, depending on the blood. Yes.
Okay, so it's not like one can be stained for an hour.
No, it's.
Not only that, from what I noticed, but because if he ingests so much amount of blood of different types, they all weaken as well.
This is true.
This is why Stain practically strikes in the shadows and doesn't really attack hand-to-hand combat. Because the longer the fight could go, the more heroes could be attracted to him, and the quicker he could be defeated.
I mean, Midoriya was the quickest person to get out of the stun lock because of his blood type.
Yeah, but that's all pure luck, to be honest. If he had a different blood type, he'd be stuck there for a longer time.
Yes, like the one person that was the longest and who didn't get
Ida?
No, Ida was the second person to get up from that. I'm talking about the other guy that he was trying to kill.
Todoroki?
No, Todoroki never had his blood swallowed.
Who was it then?
I don't know. I forget what the hero name is, but he was basically there for the entire fight.
And not only that, but Stain's got pretty good agility, and his hand-to-hand combat's not that bad.
He was able to keep up with Midoriya, as well as
Ida
and Todoroki.
Yeah, all by himself with no really enhancing powers.
No,
just
all
his
he had
own
was
sword.
his sword, his short daggers, and his actual daggers.
Yeah.
And his small knives.
Well, that's enough about this bloodlicker.
On to the other guy.
The world of Remnant is full of good and evil. Creatures of evil known as Grimm. But that's not the only type of villainy.
No.
The Apostles of Salem, as I'm calling them, because they don't really have a villain group name, follow the evil witch without question. And her most devoted subject is one of my favorite guys, the Scorpion Faunus, Tyrion. He is insane! Think if Joker and the Scorpion had a baby.
Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody from Skyrim.
Alright.
He's also an assassin.
His agility is by far unmatched in the world of Remnant, basically. Mostly because of his scorpion tail, he does get a little bit more agility because he can use his tail to maneuver around poles, and basically...
Yeah. He is... And not to mention that the tail also has a poison in it.
It's a scorpion tail!
But that poison can also... well, be cured, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that was just a one-off because of Jean's ability to heal aura and basically eliminate the ailment. If he didn't have that, Crow would be,
dead.
Bye-bye birdie.
Yeah, he'd be dead.
Not only does his scorpion tail give him a big advantage, but his actual weapon is a wrist-mounted dual blade and miniguns.
Yeah.
And two mini pistols on it.
The sad part about that is he did get the tip of his tail cut off.
But it was soonly replaced with a robotic one, which honestly is so cool.
It's retractable.
It's got I don't even think there's a gun on it. I think it's just got poison in it.
Yeah, it's basically a retractable version of his original.
Well, not only that, but he can use it to manipulate the effect of battle really quickly. Because if so many people... And not only that, but his moves are really erratic. That's what gives him a bigger edge, I believe.
Yeah, we don't even know what his actual semblance is either.
Actually, I do. From watching all the battles with from watching all of Tyrion's fight with numerous characters, Stain has the ability to break aura. Well, not break it exactly, just... Like, I've seen it numerous times. Whenever he attacks someone's aura, it kind of turns red and it breaks a little bit. So it's almost like while he's just hitting the aura, he's seeping a little bit of pain into the opponent. And not only that, but his eyes go purple the minute that happens. Every single time. So when the purple eye shows, his semblance is active.
Well, that's not really going to be effective against Stain, because Stain doesn't have an aura.
Yeah, but at the same time, Stain can't really drink his blood on the effect that he might get the poison too, because a scorpion's blood poison goes throughout its blood system.
True.
So, against these two deadly assassins, which one gets the edge?
Well, I unfortunately can't go with Stain on this one.
Reason.
Well, Tyrion's faster, and because of his scorpion nature, you could easily poison him. Not only that, though, but if you look at their feats, while Stain did hold off against Todoroki, Midoriya, and Ida at the same time, he was eventually defeated. It took 5 people to stop Tyrion. He held his own against Nora, Ren, Jean, and Ruby for a bit, and he still technically wasn't defeated because he ran away.
Actually, and not only that, Crow as well. He had a good fight against Crow, but if it wasn't for Crow's bad luck semblance, he wouldn't have lost his tail.
Yeah, but he did get a replacement, so I'm taking that into a factor as well.
Exactly. Based on their feats alone, Tyrion has not been defeated, and still hasn't. I mean, if you watch the recent episodes, have you?
Yes.
He is, again, still on the loose.
Yep. Whereas Stain is not.
Tyrion will definitely leave a stain on the floor.
Yep.
Too much?
No, that was good.
Coming at number 11. Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned cartoon?
Yep.
They're somewhat silly, somewhat violent, but it's all in good fun. Like Cuphead. Xbox's new platform, poster child. And Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Disney's very first cartoon mascot.
Yeah, honestly, the only thing I really know about Cuphead is, well, their games were weird.
Cuphead has only had one game.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it was weird.
You said games.
So yeah, I'm thinking of the one that just came out, the reboot for the PlayStation and shit.
Dude, he's only had one game.
Yeah,
it's the same game. Anyway, Cuphead's tale is something simple. Him and his brother, Mughead. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, I know.
Not only that, but him and Cuphead had the same colored shorts as Mickey and Oswald.
Yeah.
Weird. So they ventured off into the Devil's Casino to have a little fun. They were on a hot streak until the devil gave them an offer. If they win, they get all the money in the casino. They lose. Well, I guess you can guess where this is going.
Yeah.
They sold their souls. Unfortunately, a pair of snake eyes put an end to their winning streak. However, the devil gave them a new objective. The devil evidently had people who owed him their souls because of the abilities he gave them. So Cuphead has to go and fight these characters in order to collect the soul contracts. And my God, these bosses are the hardest thing since Dark Souls.
Yeah.
In order to fight these, their caretaker, Elder Kettle, yes, they're all named after...
Yeah, I know. Continue.
Gave them a potion that allowed them to have special abilities. Cuphead can dash in midair, and oftentimes creating smoke in midair so he can evade attacks. Remember all those finger guns that everyone used to pretend to do? Well, he can actually shoot missiles at them, little energy projectiles out of them. He can do spread shot, which covers a wide basis. He can do homing attacks, which are, well, as advertised.
Yeah.
He can even do a special attack where he spews water out of his mug head. A ghostly version of himself with big muscles spins around the room.
Cuphead and his brother were so popular that they actually did it. A fan made a little short involving them and My Little Pony.
Can we not talk about their dubious activities and stick to the facts?
The fact that their theme of going and collecting the souls that were due to the devil was still in play.
Unfortunately, even though they did all this, the devil still wanted their souls.
Yeah.
So they had to fight the devil horn, the big goat himself. No, seriously, if he plays boss battle, he turns into a goat. But Cuphead does have a couple weaknesses. Okay, not really. Being a platform game, there's not really much weaknesses. He does have small stature, and he can't really manipulate anything around him.
Yeah.
So basically, he's just a super-powered mug.
Yep.
Speaking of which, do you think I should return all these Superman mugs I bought? I'll take that as a yes.
Why did you buy so many Superman mugs?
Well, when I heard a Superman game was going to come, I thought I'd need them. Turns out it was just a Suicide Squad killing him. Shall we move on?
Yes.
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Not much is known to him and people nowadays, but he was the very first of Disney's cartoon creations. Unfortunately, because of a technicality in a contract, Oswald belonged to the guy who Walt Disney signed with.
Yeah, and so...
Until 2010, when Epic Mickey came out, and Oswald was back in the Disney vault.
Yep.
Oswald was always jealous of Mickey's success in his own world of the cartoon wasteland, which, honestly, should have been in Kingdom Hearts in some way.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
So jealous, in fact, that for every piece of Mickey merchandise was evidently created Mickey Junk Mountain, which is a mountain that is full of Mickey's fame. From the phones, from the lunch boxes, to the buttons, to the rulers, to
basically everything under the sun.
Yep, it all piled up into Mickey Junk Mountain, where Oswald built a little hangout spot just so he can wallow in his younger brother's fame. Huh, just like Luigi.
Yep.
Oh.
No,
wait, younger brother. My bad.
Yeah.
Switch it up.
Yeah.
Oswald doesn't really do that many violent things in his world. Well, he does do a couple things. He can take his foot off and use it as a boomerang.
Alrighty.
His ears can do that whole cartoon propeller thing that all rabbits do in cartoons.
Or what Tails can do with his two tails.
Basically. And also he can use his tail as a sponge to clean stuff up.
I'm not even going to go into the logistics of that.
He also has a special remote that can reprogram electronic locks, control electronic enemies, and even give up a little zap in order to deal damage.
So it's basically a taser.
Yeah, pretty much. The entirety of Epic Mickey is just puzzle solving and platforming, so not much real damage is being dealt.
Yeah.
Oswald does have a weakness that Cuphead really doesn't. His girlfriend, Hortensia the cat.
Huh.
Unfortunately, because Hortensia won't be in this, that won't be a factor.
Yeah.
But not only that, Oswald does get a little cocky once in a while. And that usually ends up being more trouble than it's worth.
So technically you could say his cockiness is another weakness.
Yep, so which of these cartoon critters gets the edge?
Well, I'm assuming we're not using Cuphead's brother in the fight as well.
Obviously not.
Yeah. So, honestly, I have to give it to Oswald.
Why?
Well, one, better agility.
Yeah, true, but if you watch the boss battles in Cuphead, he has to dodge numerous attacks coming at him at once.
Yeah, but with Oswald, he can literally hop around him and disorient him to the point where he won't be able to do anything.
Yeah, but Cuphead can dash in a poof of smoke to avoid damage.
Yeah, but when you get disoriented, you're not really focused on dodging, are you?
That is true, but in all fairness, Cuphead's finger gun, his special moves, give him a bigger arsenal to work with. And not only that, Oswald really hasn't had to fight giant monsters. All his problems was like saving his bunny children from a trolley impact.
Yeah, I guess Cuphead actually would win that fight.
Yep. Look, and looks like Cuphead. I can't think of anything funny. You got a lucky rabbit's foot? Next one.
Yeah, next
All
one.
right. Multi-online RPGs have been a great deal of fun for over a decade. And these two cheaters and rulers definitely give online players a run for their money. Like Kirito, the beater black swordsman from Sword Art Online.
You're also forgetting Gun Gale.
Whatever.
And Alfheim.
Just get to your part.
And Silver Crow. Wait, who's Silver Crow from?
Wait a minute. Oh, shit, I accidentally screwed this up. It was supposed to be Einzul Gon from Overlord.
Okay, yeah, so we're just gonna pretend like you didn't mess that up.
Sorry. Number 7, I will come up. I accidentally switched them around. I forgot I got rid of that one. By the time we get to number 7, I'll definitely remember who I had there originally. My bad. So, Edison, this is basically your wheelhouse of characters, so...
Oh, yes.
Just don't spend too much time on each one, because we still need to do 2 parts.
So, Kirito is basically your standard anime protagonist.
Gets all the girls with none of the effort, and surprisingly has skills never mentioned before, until a certain point in the show.
Yes, and he has literally earned the phrase of basically the Kirito effect.
That's
basically
an actual thing?
Yes, that is an actual thing. It's basically getting multiple girls to go. It's basically harem, basically.
Unfortunately, because he was an idiot and logged into a game without reading the manual.
Oh, it wasn't even that. The guy who made the game basically tricked everybody.
I'm making a dumb joke. This is my show. Let the joke stand. Basically, him and an entire millions of hundreds of millions of people were trapped into the game because this selfish jackass wanted to make a new world.
Yep, based off of a dream he had.
And you die. Yeah.
Oh, and the kicker is, if you die in the game, you literally die for real.
Yeah. Name me hundreds of shows that never done that before.
See any anime list that actually does that.
Not only that, but Kirito was a beta tester for the game before the whole, locked in forever thing. So he earned a title as a beater, a cheater, and a beta tester.
Yeah.
And he skyrocketed the charts of the game. And unfortunately, getting 3 women to fall in love with him, 2 afterwards, one being his cousin-in-law.
Pure cousin, yeah, it was just cousin, yeah.
And one girl who, honestly, wasn't literally of age yet.
Twice over, actually.
Yeah, so good luck being a pedo, dude.
Let's not forget his little computer child.
Yeah, can we not bring that up, please?
Yeah.
So, what are his feats?
Well, literally the best swordsman in all of video game history.
Yeah, just to spice up the game, the creator of the game gave him the ability to dual wield, which is weirdly enough isn't usable in that game. I don't know why. I mean, doesn't that seem like it could come in? Anyway.
Yeah, except for one little problem. There was a guy who could dual wield axes.
Okay, good. Just stick to
he's also not only incredibly gifted with swords, he also has the best stats in the game.
Yeah, because he levels up so quickly, and because he works alone, he doesn't have to worry about others pulling the slack.
But he eventually does become part of a team, and, well, yeah, he still doesn't have a personality.
No personality to speak of. He's just an amazing player with and also, for some reason, he was able to hack into the game and recreate the love child.
Yeah. Also,
where the hell did he learn this? He's 14!
And then he goes on to literally finish university and become a computer expert and make literal games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also got a wide array of magic attacks, mostly focusing on dark magic.
Yeah, but that's going into Alfheim Online, and nobody wants to go into that shit.
Okay, so we're basically just sticking to the SAO stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I'm not following any of this crap.
Oh, then you're not gonna like the next.
So what kind of faults does Kirito have that will obviously bring him down a peg?
His literal personality.
Or lack thereof. Not only that, but because he doesn't really show any empathy for certain people, I can see how that can kind of be considered a weakness. Like, I mean, it took him a good while before he actually got involved with anyone.
Yeah, and Asuna literally had to force him into it at knife point.
Yeah, seriously, no personality whatsoever.
That can actually literally be said for anybody in the anime. So
this is what. Okay, the next character is what happens when you don't listen to the rules.
Oh no, this is what happens when you basically say, "I'm gonna have the most OP badass character possible."
Begin.
Ainz Gon, also known as Momonga.
Wait a minute. What does a flying squirrel have to do with this?
No, that's his actual name.
Well,
and then he changes to Ainz Gon.
Yeah, that sounds a lot cooler.
Lord Ainz for short. A literal...
Okay, he just sounds like Ainz old gown.
Yeah, I know, it's pronounced Ainz Gon.
Will you let the joke stand?
Yes, I know. But, okay, he's basically the most OP Elder Lich possible.
Talk about how he got to this position. Because we had to do it for the other idiot, so let's do this one.
Well, obviously, the standard leveling up.
No, how he became the ruler of a god, how he became a god of a virtual game, which a lot of people seem to forget was a virtual fucking game.
Well, okay, it basically starts out with, the game that he's playing is shutting down at midnight.
And he decides to stay online for some reason.
Until, he basically just stays online just as one last hurrah.
And then he gets stuck there, and...
He literally gets transported to the real thing by some unknown bullshit means.
Seriously, if they just left that whole thing out, people could technically believe that this anime worked. I mean, I'm not going to comment on anyone who watches the anime, but it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't... There's nothing else in the show...
What they were going for was... It was the jumping off point. That was basically... Okay, here's basically how our characters... Here's... basically a bullshit thing that you don't actually have to worry about because that's not the whole point.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You could cut out that entire thing about the game shutting down, him being stuck there, and you could just think this is a weird overlord trying to take over the world again. Yeah. You could cut that first bit out and no one would notice.
True. Although the game Elder Scrolls does actually come up in later episodes.
Alright, let's talk about...
But let's get back to the main character himself.
Not only he's got quite the loyal fan base, including two twins. One's a crossdresser.
They're both crossdressers.
Whichever. A giant beetle that is basically a badass soldier.
Yep. He's also got the leader of the Floor Guardians, Albedo, a succubus.
Who before the game shut down made her personality that she's hopelessly in love with him.
Yep. Before it used to be she was a bitch.
Not only that, but this really cool demon-looking dude in a suit. He looks like a lawyer.
Ah, yes.
Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Is he a villain?
That's not his name, by the way.
It doesn't matter. He just looks like an Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Is he a villain?
They're all villains!
No, because I've seen in the Okay, you don't need to fucking yell like that.
Sorry, but it is... I just love this anime. It's really fun.
Yeah, but you don't need to yell.
Okay,
seriously.
sorry, anyway,
we're right here.
Anyway, getting back to the thing, yeah. They're all villains.
Alright, let's just skip to Ainz's abilities, because if Kirito has bullshit, what bullshit does this dude have?
Magic.
Okay, seriously, you need to be more specific. This is why I don't...
No, that's literally everything. He has basically everything.
You can literally list some of them, like they do on Death Battle. Not everyone's gonna know what magic he has.
Well, one of them is known as...
That's like saying...
Okay, I'm going into the magic now.
Okay.
One of them is known as Twin Dragon Lightning.
Okay. Edison, this is basically
No, that's literally the name of the spell.
This is basically like saying what does the U.S. Army have that the Canadian Army doesn't? They have guns. So do we. You're not just explaining.
That's one of the spells.
Okay, I'm literally asking. List elemental magics that he has.
He has lightning magic, death magic.
So basically...
Fire magic. Basically every form of magic that you can think of.
You can basically tell what he has basically on his staff, because each one has a different magical orb. Correct?
Well, that's just one of the weapons.
That's just for decoration, isn't it?
Oh no, it's actual use, but he doesn't actually use it. He only uses it once. It's mainly for show.
What about his armor mode?
You mean the cash-up items that he has?
You do? Oh, no, the armor he goes out in.
Oh, that. Yeah, that's actually a skill. A magic skill.
But it's still an armor.
Yeah, he mainly just uses it to gather information and...
Without people being terrified of the skull face.
Yeah.
Seriously, people love Jack Skellington. Why wouldn't he abuse that ability?
Because the world is in hates monsters.
Could I just please get a joke out with you without you ruining it?
Oh, well, I guess we could go into the Guardian that basically takes care of the vault.
Alright, no, we're focusing on Ainz here. What else can he do?
Well, aside from his magical arsenal, because his character is basically level 100, he is pretty much invincible.
So's Kirito. He beat a dude who was literally the god of the game and the creator, and who had a bullshit abilities.
Yeah, Momonga puts that guy out of the fucking water.
Okay, good to know. What are some of Ain's feats that he's done? Like, what's so great? Like, has he done?
Well, one of his spells is known as a super tier spell. He can literally. Okay, no, actually, I'm not gonna go with that one. There was a thing that was basically the most powerful angel, also known as 7th tier magic.
Was this the white-haired woman with the pinkish armor?
Nope, this was a monster. That was an angel.
I think we've gone too far into Angel Gon's abilities. What's his weaknesses? Because we've only gotten through 4...
He has weaknesses?
Dude, out of 13, we've only gone through 4 people, and it's been almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, Angel Gon doesn't really have any weaknesses.
So he's basically just a bullshit character just to be bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, for debating, we can just cut the debating in half and just say Angel Gon wins.
Yeah.
Thank God.
In the final battle that he has with one of his perceived ally,
The redhead, the red suit.
He literally stops time, walks up to him, and says, "True death."
This is to the red devil suit dude, yeah?
This is the guy wearing red armor with a sword that Angel Gon says that could literally hurt.
Could
him.
you just answer my question?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the guy I'm talking about. The devil in the suit.
No, it's
Okay, I was literally asking that and you couldn't answer.
You weren't very specific on it, but no.
I literally said devil red suit. How much complicated is that?
I didn't hear the devil part, but no. Not the devil.
And suit didn't give it away? How many other characters in this show wear suits?
You do realize there are people who wear suits of armor, right?
I said suit. I never said suit of armor.
Anyway.
Okay, can we just say Angel Gon beats the beater?
Yeah.
Thank you. Finally. Okay, I'll never bring up Overlord with you again.
Sorry.
Command number 9. Water users. Some are peaceful, some are elegant, and some
are downright terrifying.
Like Noel, the royal member of the Black Bulls.
Or Katara, the literal badass waterbender from Avatar. That's all you have to say about her.
In the Clover Kingdom, once everyone uses magic. And in order to use more magic, you need a grimoire, where on your 15th birthday, a grimoire will choose you, granting you all sorts of magic abilities. Noelle is one of them. She belongs to House Silva, which is a prestigious royal family. She has 3 older siblings, and they hate her. Because when she was born, it killed their mother.
Wow.
Unfortunately, that's not how it really happened. For reasons unknown, because I haven't finished I've been caught up, but it's not explaining that much yet where I am. Her mother was killed by a devil. And a devil curse was put on. Anyone who speaks about her mother's death will instantly die. So to protect her, her oldest brother Silva, basically made their younger siblings hate her in order to protect her from dying. And Noelle is kind of pompous at first. She always acts like because she's royalty, she's better than everyone, which it really isn't the case. Because in the beginning, she had a hard time controlling her water powers. She couldn't really aim that well. Until she got like a magic enhancement item, a wand, which allows her to focus her energy more. But throughout the show, she got really better at being less of an ass and more of an asset. She's basically Sakura from Naruto, but, better. Useful.
Yeah.
She can do water creation magic, which is basically shooting balls of water, creating a giant sea dragon's lair, which is a protective shield, releasing a giant water serpent called the Sea Dragon's Roar.
Huh.
And she can morph water around her in order to create her Valkyrie armor form, which gives her quite a boost in agility.
Mm.
So think of if a Valkyrie was ballet dancing on water.
That looked pretty awesome.
It is awesome. Unfortunately, she hasn't really fought that many opponents on her own. I mean, she fought one when the elves were reincarnating, and she had her brother's help.
Mm-hmm.
But she has taken on a lot of responsibility and become better than she was before. So at least that's something. Unfortunately, some of her weaknesses are, once in a while, like all magic knights, her magic power will run out eventually.
Mm.
So basically, resting, eating, or any spells that enhance mana will give her a bigger boost.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I believe electric attacks would definitely,
Hurt.
flush her out.
Yeah.
But luckily, none of that is happening in this episode.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about certain abilities that Katara has.
The world was a peaceful place where the four elements had survived.
Coexisted in peace, yeah.
Until the Fire Nation attacked and everything changed.
Yeah, they basically became the giant dicks of the world.
So, Detroit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Until one day, a bunch of waterbenders found the one hope they all needed. The Avatar, who was a bald kid.
With tattoos.
Okay, seriously. What is with people and bald people?
I don't know.
Anyway, Katara, one of the waterbending tribe, her journey was pretty well done because of this young Avatar. Yeah. She learned so much, and honestly, I didn't think she was going to be that useful in the show. I thought she was going to be like most female characters in shows like this.
No, but she turned out to be a badass in her own right.
She can manipulate water into any form she wants, from a whip, Can she morph it into a form? Or does that really not do anything?
No, she can't really turn water into like a being of sorts.
Okay, but she can still use it as a weapon.
Yeah, whips, literal spheres of choking death.
She can submerge someone in a sphere, basically.
Yeah. She could literally make ice into ice shards, basically saw blades.
Well, I guess if you live like in the north a little bit, you're gonna have to learn to bend water into ice too. So.
Well, considering that there's the northern water tribe and the southern water tribe, yeah, pretty much.
Not only that, but she even learned a deadlier skill, one that she really rather not use. Explain.
Blood bending. The art of bending the water in one's blood.
You think that would be definitely something that they would not teach people.
Well, it wasn't really first taught. It was more a desperation move.
Yeah, mostly because the person she was fighting against mastered this and was a cold-blooded. Okay, I literally just said cold-blooded murderer when she actually kills people with their own blood. So, yikes. Yeah.
There was a downside to bloodbending, and it was during a full moon.
Really? Why is that?
Well, waterbenders' powers grow stronger during a full moon.
Well, I guess that's true. I mean, when the full moon is out, a lot of waves do happen.
Yeah. So, there is that. Eventually, it did evolve into a psychic ability. Psychic bloodbending.
Yeah.
That was introduced in the
Unfortunately,
Korra, which she is still in, so...
Unfortunately, that is something that Katara would never do unless given the right circumstances. Because, from what I remember from the bloodbending, it kind of broke her a little bit in the beginning.
It did, yeah, it did. But she actually did use it again in the series.
Yeah, but only for last resort. So it's not something she'll do.
Oh no, she was in full rage mode when she did it.
Exactly, that's my point. She would never do it for like just for a meaningless fight. She would mostly rely on more for water bending.
Yeah, which is also still considerable. She's also been in a lot more fights.
Unfortunately, there is another drawback to this. In order to waterbend, don't you need a supply of water?
She always carries water on her.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Well, considering that the magic that's going to be used against her is literally creating water. She was also taught how to draw water from everything.
True. All right.
So she's literally.
Which of these water girls gets the edge?
Sorry, Katara.
Why?
Well, you're literally putting a person who's giving her ammo.
Yeah, true, but Noelle's water is also controlled. So even
Katara's, she could literally take that impenetrable shield and literally turn against her opponent.
That's true, but her water armor is basically controlled by herself.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
Katara.
you have somebody who literally is built for manipulating water.
Yeah,
She
true.
could take that armor and literally put it inside, choking her to death.
Okay, you're getting too graphic, but the point is, Katara's never fought someone who can use magic like this.
She's fought other waterbenders.
Not what I'm saying, because like you said, waterbending can't be formed into actual objects or beings.
Icicles.
Okay, I
Saw
said
blades.
you literally said she couldn't do that.
She can. I said she could create saw blades and icicles.
Saw blades,
Yeah.
like. Zzz.
They look like saw blades, basically.
Are you sure it wasn't just a really sharp piece of ice?
What else? What else do you think a saw blade is? It's
I'm
a
just
sharp piece of metal.
I'm just saying.
But it's basically.
Noelle can create a water dragon with full force.
Yeah, and she could easily just stop that just by doing this.
I guess that's true. Noelle does never. I mean, technically, because in the rules of Black Clover, everyone's water magic can only be controlled depending if you're fighting against another person who uses the same element, but they can't really mess with your spells.
But waterbenders don't have that limitation.
That's true.
So, Katara would win.
Katara,
Not easily, but would win.
Katara got... I can't think of a good water pun.
Katara makes the bigger splash.
I hate you. And that's all the time we have for part 1. Coming in at part 2, we'll be back in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gamer K.
And the dark side.
Logging out.